Assalamualaikum. Hi, my name is Sharifah Nazra binti Said Mahaba.
My name is Nur Shahzanani binti Muhammad Zakri.
My name is Nurul Afzatul Nabila binti Muhammad Yazid.
My name is Nurul Afzatul Nabila binti Nur Faizal.
My name is Nafila Balkis binti Abdullah.
We are from TBA1323H, and the topic that we choose is inflation in Ethiopia.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and hi. So, for the introduction in Ethiopia country is in this report, we will look into the country named Ethiopia and explore the problem of inflation over the past 10 years. Inflation is when the price of goods and services rise over time, which makes money lose its value. This means that people need more money to buy the same things they could afford before. In Ethiopia, inflation has been a significant issue, and we will examine the trends of inflation in the country during the past decade. We will also focus on the highest and lowest rates of inflation during this period and try to understand the reasons behind this change. And lastly, the purpose of this report is to gain a better understanding of inflation in Ethiopia and suggest ways that the country can manage it more effectively in the future.
And next, I will talk about background of Ethiopia. Africa's oldest independence country, and it is second largest in terms of population. And next, the national income is a mixed and transition economy with the large public sector. The government is in the process of privatizing many of the state-owned business, and the population is estimate population is 133, 725 and 268. The urban population is 23.4%, while the rural population is 76.6%. And next is gross domestic product. The first one is services. In 2020 and 23, the services sector accounted for 40% of Ethiopia's GDP, grew by 7.9%. And next is agriculture. In 2020 and 23, agriculture accounted for 32% of Ethiopia's GDP and grew by 6.3%. And the last one is industry. In 2020 and 23, industry accounted for 28% of Ethiopia's GDP and grew by 6.8%. And based on the graph below, these three statistics typically provide a good overview of an economy, but Ethiopia does not release unemployment data.
Next, I'll present to you overview the problem of inflation of the country Ethiopia. First, high inflation rates. In 2022, food price being major contribution, food inflation was 41.9%, meanwhile non-food inflation was 22.9%. This impact of rising food costs on households. Secondly, impact on low-income households. In 2022, essential food items like bread, cereals, and oils contributed to 64% of the inflation experienced by these households. Next, impact of climate change. The 2022 described as the worst weather events such as droughts and floods that undermine agricultural productivity, leading to food insecurity and contributing to inflation. Lastly, economic growth. Ethiopia has experienced significant economic growth, such as a 10.3% increase in GDP in 2013 to 2014, driven by strong investment and export.
Reason of the highest and lowest rate of inflation. Highest rate of inflation. The first one is food price and supply chain interruption. At the beginning of the MCO, supply chain interruption and panic buying caused food price to rise in certain categories, despite decreasing demand in many sectors. Nevertheless, the overall inflation rate did not move into positive territory as a result of this increase in food costs. Second, decrease in demand. Since many companies were closed and individuals were staying at home due to lockdown and restriction, there was a notable decline in consumer demand. The amount spent on goods and services decreased, which reduced inflationary pressure. Next, we move to the lowest rate of inflation. The first one is decreased energy price. In 2023, there was a decrease in the price of energy globally, especially oil. In comparison to the year before, due to Ethiopia net fuel imports, decreased energy price contribute to lower production and transportation costs in a number of industries, particularly for energy-dependent goods and services. This decrease in energy price helped to keep inflationary pressure under
Next, I'll present to you monetary policies. The Ethiopian government aims to reduce inflation from 29.5% by June 2023 to below 20% by June 2024 and below 10% by June 2025 through measures like reducing central bank lending, decreasing foreign currency surrender by exporters, limiting credit growth, and increasing the emergency lending rate. First, interest rate adjustment. The National Bank Ethiopian adjusts interest rate to manage borrowing and spending. Higher rates curb inflation, while lower rates stimulate growth. A balanced approach is key to supporting growth without fueling inflation. Next, transparent monetary policy. A credible, transparent monetary policy controls inflation by building trust, managing expectations, and reducing uncertainty for stable economic conditions. Lastly, control of money supply. The central bank should regulate the money supply with a fixed formula to stabilize price, manage inflation, and support balanced economic growth.
Now let's move to the fiscal policies. First is reducing government expenditure. The government can prioritize and reduce non-essential spending to help control inflation by focusing on growth-enhancing expenditures such as infrastructure and social services. Second is public investment in productive sectors. Increasing public investment in sectors that enhance productivity, such as agriculture, manufacturing, and infrastructure, can help boost supply and reduce inflationary pressures. Third is debt management. Implementing prudent debt management strategies can help avoid excessive borrowing, which can lead to inflation. Lastly, through the analysis, it becomes evident that inflation plays a crucial role in shaping the economic landscape of any country. In conclusion, the management of inflation is central to a nation's economic health. The lesson learned from the analysis underscore the importance of proactive economic planning and the need to adapt to evolving economic conditions. Through these efforts, countries can navigate economic challenges, promote sustainable development, and improve the well-being of their citizens.